5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Thank y'all for tuning back in. It's your boy PBK9's giving you that dog news the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know, that ain't my problem. I'm just here to give you the news. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Well, thank y'all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. Last time I heard it was totally free. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here and comment with your boy. You know how we do it. Giving you that dog news for the day. It's Friday. Hope everybody had a good week. It's the weekend. Let's get into it. All right, first thing I want to say, shout out to all my subscribers and everybody that be rocking with your boy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all. And if it wasn't for y'all, I couldn't do it like this. You know what I'm saying? All right, and the second thing I want to say is, shout out to the brother that commented under the photo when I said, we breed best to the best. Unlike the rest that's trying to mix these pairs together. All right. I got the feeling you understood what I was talking about, and I understood what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? I understood exactly what you were saying is, if it's working, you can mash the pairs together. But what I'm saying, what I was saying, like, what I'm saying is not saying it's right or wrong, or what you saying, what I'm saying, what you said is not saying it's right or wrong. You know, that's your opinion, it's my opinion. But what I was saying was, we can have the best pedigrees, right? I could try to mix this Mayday pedigree with this other Mayday pedigree, or this Mayday pedigree with this heavy Grand Champion yellow pedigree, and it might not throw off the kind of dogs that them pedigrees say it should throw off. You know what I'm saying? But when you breed best to best, you're liable to get better dogs out. Now, it don't matter if that best is off the line of dogs that you're breeding, off another line. Because if you're focused on breeding best to best, then you won't have no problem going outside your line if that particular dog is better than your stock that you got at your house. You won't have no problem. And I don't care. I'm speaking on myself as well. If I'm running pure Red Boy Jocko, and this Eli dog has made a name, has made a stamp, and I know this Eli dog is official, I shouldn't have no problem to add that Eli dog to my stock. Because I know adding that dog right there is probably going to make the dogs better. But like I say, it's best to best. I ain't trying to do it like the rest. That's all I said. Best to best. Don't do it like the rest. And you get better dogs. You know what I'm saying? Stop focusing on whether that pedigree going to make them dogs good. And focus on that dog going to make them dogs good. And yeah, he got a good pad on him. It don't hurt to ask what he bred like. We all ask what he bred like. What he coming down off of. But in your heart, you know that dog better than your stock that you running. Don't play yourself. Don't be a fool. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll end up looking like a fool at the end of the day. Or being out there with your pride hurt. Your feelings hurt, your pride hurt. And a down dog. You know what I'm saying? Man down. So best to best. That's how it's going. Best to best. Next thing I want to know is A side, B side. Okay, what's the difference? And I'm not saying that it's not a difference. I'm just asking, what's the difference between, I'm going to say me, myself, okay? I'm going to use me as an example for this. What's the difference in me traveling to my competition? And what's the difference between that same competition traveling to me? Them same exact ones traveling to me. You know, A side, B side. Sometimes A side don't have to travel, you know. And the A side, you got to come to me, you know. So, not saying it's nothing different, because, you know, I had a discussion with a lot of different people. You know, a lot of people feel like the dog that has went state to state and competed in different competitions will be the better dog. But is it really the better dog? Is it really the better dog? If you're going into the same people, it's just you went to their house instead now they coming to your house. Like, what's the difference between that? Is the dog that stayed in one place but beat them same exact people in Texas, beat the people in North Dakota, beat the people over there in Wyoming somewhere, beat the people in Florida, but they all came to him? Does that make a difference? I don't know. Somebody let me know in the comments, man. You know, because me, myself, I feel like I understand where the traveling dog gets the props, but like I said before, a travel don't mean the competition is up here. It don't mean you're going into stiffness. Just because you went somewhere, don't mean you're going into stiffness. All right, man, we're doing something a little different today, man. Like the old saying goes, a laugh a day, keep the doctor away.
You miserable old snagger-tooth jackass. You ignorant old bum. You beady-head old pickle-eyed fool. You are unholy sinner and a heathenish foul Philistine.
All right, let me ask you something, man. All my bulldoggers, you know. How many of y'all hate raising one till it's 2 and 3, and then you realize it ain't gonna make that cut. It ain't gonna make that cut. Or you realize it ain't make that cut. It made the cut, but you went out there and lost some money with it. Now, you know, you done got a bond with that dog. What you gonna do with it? Take it back home? Give it to a good family? What you gonna do with it after he suffered defeat? That's why I say, fuck all that that fighting and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Why do that with your dog when you can do this? Like I always tell you, man, like I always tell you, it's too many things you could do with these dogs. This ain't 1970, this ain't 1980, 1990. You can really make your dog famous without doing anything to it. You know what I'm saying? What, you gonna have somebody talking about you? You gonna have them talking about you regardless. You know what I'm saying? They gonna talk about you regardless. So what they gonna say? Oh, this and that, this and that. Let me ask you a question, man. The same thing me and my homeboy talking about. Let me ask you a question. Okay? You go out there, you do something with them. You go out there, you go out there and make a little name for them. Okay, let's say 1,000 people have heard about your dog. Say this is badass dog of yours that's shutting shit down on the East Coast or the South or the West Coast, or you know, out in the Midwest. 1,000 people heard about, you know, this particular dog. You know, because you had them in the underground. All right. Just say 2,000, 3,000 people have heard about this dog. We're going to say 5,000 people, 10,000 people have heard about this dog throughout the United States. that you did your thing with. You marketed him in the underground, doing whatever you was doing on the illegal tip. You know, you got like I say, 10,000 people across the country have heard about this dog. But what's that to 500,000? What's that to 1 million people that this dog is famous to? This 2022, man. Use what the people giving you to your advantage. Back in them days, it wasn't no internet, it wasn't no camera, it wasn't none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Mayday was one of the most bred dogs from them eras. You know what I'm saying? Even up to date, he was bred more than, you know, the average dog was bred. With no internet, with no nothing, like I said before. Today, man, you got the internet, you got TikTok, you got YouTube, you got Instagram, you got Facebook. Your dog's supposed to be famous, man. 1 million people should know your dog. What's 10,000 people that's talking good stuff about your dog compared to 1 million people that know your dog? Smarten up, fellas. Smarten up, man. Smarten up. This is a different age, man. Different times, man. Different times. You're fucking up. You put yourself in risk just for 10,000 people to know about your dog when you can go out here and get this legal money and millions of people across the world know about your dog instantly. You know what I'm saying? Within 6 months. You know how long it's going to take for you to put a winner out there and everybody across the world know about your winner? You know how long it's going to take? You know how much heat you going to put yourself in to do all that? Fuck that. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. Too many ways to advertise these days. Too many ways to advertise these days. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Patreon, everything, man. There's too many ways. Word of mouth, in the streets, by hand, passing out flyers, passing out this. Man, there's too many ways to make your dog famous to be trying to worry about 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people, what they saying, and oh, this is a killer, this and that. Man, listen, man. Listen. Survival is the key to success. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about who got the most, it's about who lasts the longest. Like I always say, you get mad, it ain't about who got the most, it's about who lasts the longest. And I'm gonna teach you that, man. You ain't gotta go out here and put yourself in all this risk. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like this, man. You know, even when I was in the game, we be in the game 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and we try to move. You try to move perfect. You try to move, you know, that way where you not making no mistakes at all. Every day you gotta live like that. You gotta come out trying not to make no mistakes every single day. You know what I'm saying? To people that's trying to get you, the people that's trying to bust you, they're not even tripping. They just sitting back waiting. You know how easy it is to wait on a person to make a mistake compared to the people that's living day to day trying not to make a mistake? He just waiting on you to make one mistake. Yeah, the mistake that he made was giving Pelican Bay a second chance. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, with me, I love my dogs and I love myself, and I ain't put myself in no jeopardy for no other bullshit or no other person. If I gotta disassociate myself with the bullshit, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, Pelican Bay is here to stay, man. You know what I'm saying? Pelican Bay is here to stay, like I say. Now they say a laugh a day keeps the doctor away. So this guy right here must be just got the bloodline that he been wanting all his life, or that PPP loan just dropped in his bank account.
Yes!
Yes, sir. They say a laugh a day keeps the doctor away. I guess that's why they say when you're around that box and you're doing that wash down, you gotta be watching for the rub. You know what I'm saying? Watch for people with all kind of stuff in their hands. Any kind of foreign objects, drink bottles.
Put that bottle down before I unscrew your wrist.
Alright, I'm gonna read y'all a poem. It's called Bulldog Joe, and it was written by Poetic Justice Kennels. Bulldog Joe lived in the hills. He kept his dogs and the moonshine still. The good people in the town below, they don't think kindly of Bulldog Joe. They call him names like ruffian and bum. They allow their children to pick and make fun. But Joe didn't mind that they weren't kind. He raised good dogs and drunk moonshine. One night, Joe's dogs began an uproar. Then the villagers were knocking at Joe's door. "Joe, help us," they pleaded. "A bear has ravaged the town." Joe gave a little chuckle as all of them gathered around. Then Joe began to speak, and what he said next, the townspeople realized to have Joe, they were blessed. "I think if it was me that needed help today, you people wouldn't go out your way. And even though you people treated me wrong, I'm gonna let my dogs loose to send that bear home." Would Joe dogs prevail? That's what everybody wanted to know. But Joe knew his dogs would overcome their foe. There were 3 dogs that night that Joe unleashed, and they lit until that huge brown beast. Now the people were amazed at the skill and the speed. Joe's dogs brought that bear in minutes to his knees. Then Joe gave a whistle, calling the dogs to his side. The bear ran off. Joe stood there with pride. The people no longer looked at Joe as a bum, and they told the story of Joe's Bulldogs for generations to come. And that was a poem by Poetic Justice Kennels. Poetic Justice Kennels. Now they say a laugh a day keep the doctor away, but you done did all that shit talking, about your hound. And you got your hound to the designated spot, the designated place, And it did not turn out the way you said it was gonna turn out.
Oh, God! No!
I ain't keeping y'all too long, man. This your boy PBK9's giving you that dog news the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Hit the comments up. Hit that like button before y'all leave. I appreciate it. It's your boy PBK9's. Shout out to all them folk out there. Shout out to Samurai, Kennel. Shout out to all the Bulldoggers out there, man. Shout out to all the Bulldoggers out there. Top to the bottom, left to the right, east to the west, north to the south. And we up out of here, man.